Hi, welcome to the Good Wife podcast. My name is Rachel Mwine. I am finally doing this. When I tell you I could win Procrastinator of the Year, I mean, I have been putting this off for really, really long. Of course, I'm not proud of it, but here we are. Better late than never, right? When I left my mainstream media job back in 2018, I left in an interesting headspace. I was asking myself some really tough questions like, what am I doing with myself? Who am I? And I think it's typical for you to ask those questions when you have left a job, because part of my identity, a huge part of who I was tied to my mainstream media job. And so as I asked myself those questions, one of the things I knew that I wanted to do was to spend more time with family and to build my family and my marriage. But also I was watching a lot of YouTube. YouTube was starting to pick up in Uganda at the time, and I knew I wanted a space where I could have conversations that are meaningful, that are impactful, and that inspire people. And so I began to build this desire in my heart to have a YouTube channel. And at the time, Bump Love was born, and we had a good 5-year run. And as we did Bump Love, as we created content for Bump Love, I always knew I still wanted to have a personal space for Rachel and the people who, I guess, like the things that I talk about or like the things that I'm interested in, to have those conversations. The thing never left my spirit, it never left my heart, and it never gave me rest. But I had fear. I always wondered, do I really have anything of value to offer? And then there was the procrastination. I don't have equipment. I don't have money. Where am I going to shoot? What venue will I use? Last year, in 2023, I finally ran out of excuses. And I went straight into the deep end and began actually by bringing together married women and those intending to be married to equip each other, to have conversations about how marriage is going and how we can equip each other. And as I did that, I realized, okay, now you have no more excuses to start this podcast. So here we are. Here we are. And there's a lot that you can expect from this channel. Of course, we're going to be having conversations about marriage. We are going to be having conversations about relationships. We're also going to be having conversations about just being a woman of faith, being a woman of valor, being a woman of virtue, being a woman of God, and what that entails, whether it's in your family, in your workplace, in your relationships. You are going to hear lots and lots of stories from different couples. We have a segment that I am so excited about. We're calling it Double Date Night. My husband is rolling his eyes, but that's cool. On this segment, we're going to be hosting some of our favorite couples, because every time we are offset, off air, whether it's in our home or at a restaurant, we have such deep, meaningful conversations. And when you're done, you're like, this would have blessed someone, or this would have made sense to someone, because we leave feeling energized, we leave feeling challenged, we leave feeling like I'm going to try and do that in my marriage or in my relationship or as an individual to just be better and do life better. So we're going to be having what we call Double Date Night on this show, and you are going to meet some amazing couples. People out there have some really, really cool stories, some inspiring stories, and they're not all rosy. Some have had to live through adversity, whether it's, sickness, financial trouble, or just what I like to call ghetto years in their marriages, but have overcome. Some have been through marriage and have faced a lot of trouble, but they have overcome, and they have some tips and hacks to share. And so we're also going to be playing some games on this show. It's going to be absolutely epic. And I can't wait to bring you on this journey with me. And yes, I think that's it, husband, isn't it? Yeah? So stories, couples, anything that will inspire you to just live your life to the best, or to your fullest potential, and to the way God desired for you to live your life. We'll also be having conversations about faith, because I'm a woman of faith, what that means to walk with God, and to grow in your relationship with God, you'll definitely find that here as well. And then, of course, what it means to be a woman, because women are awesome, right? What it means to be a woman, what it means to be a mom, what it means to be a friend, a sister. You're going to find all of that nicely packaged for you on the Good Wife podcast. So what are you waiting for, my dears? Please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you know when we drop an episode. And of course, remember to share this with your friends and family. Post it on your WhatsApp stories, on your Instagram stories, and let your friends know that Rachel is finally doing this, the Good Wife podcast. I'll see you soon.